Now, good evening and welcome once again to Drunk Shakespeare. Tonight we conclude our amazing cast of Romeo and Juliet, and we have set this tale in 1940s Italy. So without too much further ado, I now present the conclusion of Romeo and Juliet.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus's lodging. Such a wagoner as Phaeton would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil night, thou sober-suited matron, all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match, played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Hood my unmanned blood, bating in my cheeks, with thy black mantle till strange love grow bold. Think true love, acted simple modesty. Come, night. Come, Romeo, come thou day and night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, wither that new snow upon a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving black-browed night, give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it. And though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is this day as the night before some festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there, the cords, that Romeo bid thee fetch?
Aye, the cords.
Ay me, what news? What dost thou wring thy hands?
Oh, well a day, dead, oh, dead, dead. We are undone, lady, we are undone. Lack the day, gone, killed, dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, whoever would have thought it? Romeo.
What devil art how that dost torment me like this? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou, but I, and that bare vow I shall poison more than the death darting eye of a cockatrice. I am not I, if there be such an eye, or those eyes shut, that makes the answer I. If he be slain, say I. If not, no, brief sounds determine my weal or woe.
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine eyes. Oh, God save the mark. Here on the breast. A piteous course. A bloody, piteous course. Pale, pale as ashes. All bedabbed in blood. All in gore blood. I swooned at the sight.
Oh, break my heart, my poor Banquo, break at once to prison. Eyes never looked on liberty, vile earth to resign, and motion here. And now, and Romeo pressed one heavy bier.
Oh, TYBALTA, the best friend I had. Oh, courteous TYBALTA, honest lady, that ever I should live to see these dead.
Wait, what storm in this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dearest cousin, and my dearer lord? Then dreadful trumpets sound the general doom, for who is living if these two are gone?
TYBALTA is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed her, he is banished.
God, did Romeo's hand shed TYBALTA's blood?
It did. Alas, the day it did.
Oh, serpent-hearted with a flowering face, did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful, beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolvish ravening lamb, despised substance of divinous show, just opposite to what thou justly seemst, a damned saint, an honorable villain. Oh, nature, what hadst thou to do in hell when thou didst bower the spirit of a fiend in mortal paradise of such sweet flesh? Was ever book containing such vile matters so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all not, all dissemblers. Oh, where's my man? Give me some aquavita. These griefs, these woes, these sorrows make me old. Shame come to Romeo.
For such a wish, I mean, he was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is a shame to sit, for 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned, sole monarch of the universal earth. Oh, what a beast was I to chide at him.
You speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe, which you mistaking offer up to joy. My husband lives, that TYBALTA would have slain, and TYBALTA's dead, that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort? Wherefore weep I then? Some word there was worser than TYBALTA's death that murdered me. I would forget it in vain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. TYBALTA is dead and Romeo is banished. Hath slain 10,000 TYBALTAs. TYBALTA's death was woe enough if I had it ended here, there, or sour woe delights in fellowship, and needily will be ranked with other griefs. Why followed not when she said, TYBALTA's dead, thy father or thy mother, nay, or both, which modern lamentation might have moved. But with a rear word following TYBALTA's death, Romeo is banished. To speak that word is father, mother, TYBALTA, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo's banished. There really is no end, no limit, measure, bound in that word's death. No words can woe that sound. Where is my father, my mother, and my nurse?
Weeping and wailing over TYBALTA's corse. Will you go to them? I'll bring you hither.
Wash they his wounds with tears? Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry. For Romeo's banishment, take up those cords. Poor ropes, you are beguiled. Both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made you for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, die maiden widowed. Come, courts, come, nurse. I'll to my wedded bed. wedding bed, and death not Romeo, take my maiden hand.
Hide to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I wot well where he is. Hark you, your Romeo will be here at night. I'll to him. He's hid at Friar Lawrence's cell.
Oh, find him. Give him this ring. Give this ring to my true knight, and bid him to come take his last farewell.
Romeo, come forth. Come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored of thy parts. Now art wedded to calamity.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I yet not know?
Too familiar is my dear son with such sour company. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
Less than doomsday is the prince's doom.
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment. Be merciful, say death, for exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Here from Verona art thou banished. Be patient. The world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence banished is banished from the world, and world's exile is death. Then banished is death, Mr. Med. Calling death banished, thou cuttest my head off with a golden axe and smilest upon the stroke that murders me.
Oh, deadly sin. Oh, rude unthankfulness. Thy fault, our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law and turned the black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy. Thou seest not.
'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing live here in heaven and may look on her. Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship lives in carrion flies than Romeo. They may seize on the white wonder of dear Juliet's hand and steal immortal blessings from her lips, who even in pure and festal modesty still blush, as thinking their own kisses sin. But Romeo may not. He is banished. Flies may do this, but I from this must fly. They are free men, but I am banished. And sayest thou, yet that exile is not death? Hadst thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banished to kill me? Banished? Oh, friar, the damned use the word in hell. Howling attends it. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend, profess to mangle me with that word banished?
Thou fond madman, hear me a little speak.
Thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word. Adversity's sweet milk, philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banished. Hang up philosophy. Unless philosophy can make a Juliet, displant a town, reverse a prince's doom, it helps not, it prevails not. Talk no more.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they when that wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet, thy love, an hour but married Tybalt, murdered, doting like me, and like me banished, then mightest thou speak, then mightest thou tear thy hair. A fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Arise, one knocks. Good Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I, unless the breath of heartsick groans, mist-like enfold me from the search of eyes.
Hark! How they knock! Who's there? Romeo, arise. Thou wilt be taken. Stay a while, stand up. Run to my study. By and by, God's will. What simpleness is this? I come. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in, and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, holy friar, tell me, holy friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground, with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is even in my mistress' case, just in her case. Oh, woeful sympathy, piteous predicament. Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping, weeping and blubbering. Stand up and you be a man. Oh, for Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise and stand. Why should you fall into so deep an oh?
Nurse.
Sir, that's the end of all.
Speakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Doth not she think me an old murderer? Now I have stained the childhood of our joy with blood removed but little from her own. Where is she, and how doth she, and what says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
She says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps. Now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and TYBALTA calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her, as that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Tell me, friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me that I may sack that hateful mansion.
Hold thy desperate hand! Art thou a man? Thy form cries out, thou art. Thy tears are womanish, thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Unseemly woman in a seeming man, and beseeming beast in seeming both. Thou hast amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain TYBALTA? Wilt thou slay thyself and slay thy lady, that in thy life lives by doing damned hate upon thyself? Why railest thou on thy birth, the heaven and earth, since birth and heaven and earth, all three do meet in thee at once, which thou at once wouldst lose? Fie, thou shamest thy shape, thy love, thy wit, which, like a usurer, abounds in all, and usest none in that true use, indeed, which should bedeck thy shape, thy love, thy wit. Thy noble shape is but a form of wax, digressing from the valor of a man. Thy dear love sworn, but holler perjury, killing that love which thou hast vowed to cherish. Thy wit, that ornament to shape and love, misshapen in the conduct of them both, like powder in a skilless soldier's flask, is set afire by thine own ignorance, and thou dismembered with thine own defense. What? Rouse thee, man! Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. TYBALTA would kill thee, that thou slewest TYBALTA. There art thou happy. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings light upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her best array. But, like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou pout upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go, get thee to thy love, as was decreed. Ascend her chamber, hence and comfort her. But look, thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 100,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse. Commend me to thy lady, and bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Oh, Lord, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. Oh, what learning is! My lord, I'll tell my lady you will come.
Do so, and bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here, sir, she bid me give you, sir, a ring. Hie you, make haste, for it grows very late.
Well, my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence, good night, and here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua. I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me thy hand. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
But that a joy past joy calls out on me. It were a grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, Sir Paris, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. It is very late. She'll not come down tonight, I promise you, but for your company, I would have been in bed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no times to woo. Madame, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will. I know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she's mewed up to her heaviness.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate attempt of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her mark you me on Wednesday next. But wait, soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday! Well, Wednesday is too soon. On Thursday, let it be. Thursday, tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste? We'll keep no great ado. A friend or two, for hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, it may be thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman if we revel much. Therefore, we'll have some half a dozen friends, and there an end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
We'll get you gone. On Thursday be it then. Oh, go you to Juliet, ere you go to bed. Prepare her, wife, against this wedding day. Well, farewell, my lord. Light to my chamber. Oh, for me it is very late that we may call it early by and by. Good night.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale, and not the lark, that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yond pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yond light is not daylight. I know it. It is some meteor that the sun exalted to be to thee this night a torchbearer, and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet. Thou needest not to be gone.
Let me be taken. Let me be put to death. I am content, so that thou wilt have it so. I'll say yon gray is not the morning's eye, 'tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow, nor that is not the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have so more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet's wills it so. How's it, my soul? Let's talk. It is not day.
It is. It is. Hie, hence, begone, away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Some say the lark and the loathed toad changed eyes. Oh, now I would they had changed voices too, since arm from arm that voice doth us affray, hunting thee hence with hunts up to the day. Oh, now be gone. More light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam,
Nurse?
your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Then, window, let day in and let life out.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss and I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? Love, Lord, I, husband, friend, I must hear from thee every day in the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count, I shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
Farewell. I will omit no opportunity that may convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our times yet to come.
Oh God, I have an ill divining soul. Methinks I see thee now, thou art so low. As one dead in like the bottom of a tomb, either my eyesight fails or thou lookst its palest.
Trust me, love. In my eyes, so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu. Adieu.
Oh, fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, Fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who is it that calls? Is it my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procured her hither?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What? Wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for feeling such a loss.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling so the loss, I cannot choose, but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death, as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain Romeo.
Villain, and he may be miles asunder. God pardon him. I do with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
Aye, madam, but from the reach of these my hands would none but I might revenge my cousin's death.
I will have vengeance for it. Fear thou not. Then weep no more. I'll send no one in Mantua, but that same banished runagate doth live. Shall give him such an unaccustomed ram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then I hope that thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo until I behold him dead. Dead is my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed. Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear a poison, I would temper it. That Romeo should upon receipt thereof soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named and cannot come to him to wreak the love I bore my cousin upon her body that hath slaughtered him.
Find thou the means, and I will find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And what joy comes in well is such a needy time. What are they, beseech you, your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy that thou expects not, nor I not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant young and noble gentleman in County Paris at St. Peter's Church shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray you tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hands.
In the sun sets, the earth doth drizzle dew. But for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains downright. How now? A conduit, girl. What, still in tears? Evermore showering in one little body, thou counterfeits a bark, a sea, a wind, for still thy eyes, which I may call the sea, do ebb and flow with tears. But bark, thy body is, sailing in this salt flood, the winds thy sighs, who raging with thy tears, and they with them, without a sudden calm, will overset thy tempest-tossed body. How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft. Take me with you, wife. How? She will none. Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bride?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How chopped logic? What is this? Proud, and I thank you, and I thank you not, and yet not proud. Mistress Minion, you thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds, but fettle your fine joints 'gainst Thursday next to go to Paris at St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a carrion thither. Out, you green sickness carrion! Out, you baggage, you tallow face!
Why, what? Are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you, on my knees, hear me with patience, but speak a word.
Hang the young baggage! Disobedient wretch! I will tell you what. Get thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not! Reply not! Do not answer me. Oh, my fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us this only child. Oh, but now I see that one is too much, and that we have a curse in having her. Out upon you, hireling.
God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady Wisdom? Hold your tongue. Good Prudence, go smatter with your gossips, go.
I speak no treason.
Oh, God, good, get in.
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool! Utter your gravity in a gossip's bowl, for here we need it not.
You ought.
God's bread makes me mad. Day, night, hour, tide, time, work, play, alone, in company, still my care hath been to have her matched. And now, having provided a gentleman of noble parentage, of fair demences, youthful and nobly lined, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as one's thought would wish a man, and then to have a wretched pulling fool, a whining mammet in her fortune's tender to answer, oh, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you, pardon me. Well, but if you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it. Think on it. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near, lay hand on heart, advise, and if you be mine, I'll give you my friend, and if you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets, for by my soul I'll never acknowledge thee. For what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it. Bethink you, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees to the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where TYBALTA lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, but I have done with thee.
Oh God, oh nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How shall that faith return again to earth unless that husband send it to me from heaven by leaving earth? Comfort me, counsel me. Alack, alack, that heaven should practice stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy, some comfort, nurse?
Faith, here it is. Romeo's banished, and all the world to nothing, that he dares ne'er come back to challenge you. Or if he do, it needs must be by stealth. But then, since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best that you married the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dishcloth to him. An eagle, madam, is not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris has. Beshrew my very heart, I think you happy in this second match, for it excels your first, or if it did not, your first is dead, or 'twere as good he were, as living here, and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from the heart?
Aye, and from my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Oh, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father to Lawrence's cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry, I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation, O most wicked, wicked fiend. Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with the same tongue which she hath praised him with above compare so many times? Go, counselor. Thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I'll to it to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir, the time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course. I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for TYBALTA's death, and therefore I little talk of love. For Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she do give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put forth from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, here comes the lady toward my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love. On Thursday night, next.
Well, what must shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will you, I am sure that you love me.
If I do so, it will be of more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wrongest more than tears without report.
That is no slander, sir, which is a truth. And what I spake it to my face.
Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
It may be so, for it is not mine own. Or are you at leisure, Holy Father, now? Or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse you. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Shut the door, and when thou hast done so, come weep with me past hope, past care, past help.
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must and nothing may prorogue it. On Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, and unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God joined my heart and Romeo's, thou our hands, and ere this hand by thee of two Romeos sealed, it shall be the label of another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolts turned to another, and this shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experienced time, give me some present counsel, or behold, twixt my extremes, me and this bloody knife shall play the umpire, aberrating that which the commission of thy years and art could not issue of true honor bring. Be not so long to speak. I long to die, if what thou speakest speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope, which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then is it likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away the shame that copes with death himself to escape from it? And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris from the battlements of any tower, or walk in the thievish ways, or bid me lurk where serpents are, chain me with roaring bears, or hide me nightly in a charnel house. Oh, I'm overcovered quite with dead men's rattling bones, with reeky shanks and yellow chapless skulls. Or bid me go into a new made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud. Things that to hear them told have made me tremble. And I will do it without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not the nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take this vial. Being then in bed, and this distilling liquor drink thou off. When presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse shall keep his native progress, but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes. Thy eyes' windows fall like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part deprived of supple government shall, stiff and stark and cold, appear like death. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes, uncovered on the bier, thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking. And that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua, and this shall free thee from this present shame. If no inconstant toy nor womanish fear abate thy valor in the acting it.
Give me, oh, tell me not fear.
Hold, get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
So many guests invite as here are writ. Sarah, go hire me 20 cunning cooks.
You shall have none ill, sir, for I'll try, if they can, lick their fingers.
How canst thou try them so?
Marry, sir, 'tis an ill cook that cannot lick his own fingers, therefore he that cannot lick his fingers goes not with me.
Go, be gone. We shall be much unfurnished for this time. What, is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, he may chance to do some good on her. Peevish, self-willed harlotry it is.
See where she comes from shrift with merry look.
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Where I have learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and am enjoyed by Holy Lawrence to fall prostrate here to beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforth I am ever ruled by you.
Oh, send for the county. Oh, go tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning.
I met the youthful lord at Lawrence cell, and gave him what becomed love I might, not stepping over the bounds of modesty.
Why, I am glad on it. This is well. Stand up. Oh, this is as it should be. Let me see the county. Aye, marry, go, I say, and fetch him hither. Oh, now afore God, this reverend holy friar, all our whole city is much bound to him.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There is time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
We shall be short in our provisions. 'Tis now near night.
Now, tush, I will stir about, and all things shall be well. I warrant thee, wife. Go thou to Juliet. Help to deck up her. I'll not to bed tonight. Oh, leave me alone. I'll play the housewife for this once. What, ho! Oh, they are all forth. Oh, well, I will walk myself to County Paris to prepare up him against tomorrow. Oh, my heart is wondrous light, since this same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best. But gentle nurse, I pray thee leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which, well, thou knowest, is cross and full of sin.
What? Are you busy, Ho? Need you my help?
No, madam. We have culled such necessaries as are behooveful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me now be left alone. And let the nurse this night sit up with you. For I'm sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint cold fear thrilling through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me, yeah. Nurse, what should she do here? My dismal scene, I needs must act alone. Come, Vial. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No, no, this shall forbid it. Lie there, thou. What if it be a poison which the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead, lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo? I fear it is, and yet methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. How if, when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before this time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle where for this many hundred years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody TYBALTA, yet but green in earth, lies festering in her shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night, spirits resort. Alack, alack, it is not like that I, so early waking, with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad. Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints and pluck the mangled TYBALTA from her shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with the club dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, TYBALTA, stay. Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Oh, here's to drink. I drink to thee.
Hold. Take these keys and fetch more spices, nurse.
They call for dates and quinces in the pantry.
Come, stir, stir. The second cock hath crowed, the curfew bell hath rung. There, 'tis 3 o'clock. Look to the baked meats, good Angelica. Spare not the cost.
Go, you cot queen, go, get you to bed. Faith, you'll be sick tomorrow for this night's watching.
No, not a whit. What? I have watched ere now all night for lesser cause, and ne'er been sick.
Aye, you have been a mouse hunt in your time, but I will watch you from such watching now.
A jealous hood, a jealous hood. Now, fellow, what is there? Oh, things for the cook, but you know not what. Well, make haste, make haste. Sirrah, fetch dryer logs. Call Peter. He will show thee where they are.
I have a head, sir, that will find out logs and never trouble Peter for the matter.
Oh, mass and well said. A merry horse, son. Oh, thou shalt be loggerhead. Good faith, 'tis day. Ah, the county will be here with music straight, for so he has said he would. Oh, I hear him near. Nurse, nurse, wife, what? Oh, what, nurse, I say. Ah, go. Waken Juliet. Go and trim her up. I'll go and chat with Paris. Aye, make haste, make haste. The bridegroom, he has come already. Make haste, I say.
Mistress? What, mistress? Juliet? Oh, fast I warned her. Why, lamb, my lady, fie, you slug a bed. Why, love, I say, madam, sweetheart, bride. What, not a word? You take your pennyworths now. Sleep for a week, for next night I warrant that County Paris hath set up his rest, that you shall rest but little. Oh, Oh, God forgive me. Caryn, amen. Oh, how sound she is asleep. I needs must wake her. Madam, 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 I let the county take you in your bed. He'll fright you up in faith, will it not be? What? Dressed in your clothes and down again? I needs must wake you. Lady? 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 Alas! Alas! Help! Help! My lady's dead. Oh, well a day that ever I was born. Oh, some Aquavita, oh, my lord! My lady!
What noise is here?
Lamentable day.
What's the matter?
Look, oh, every day.
Oh, revive! Revive! Look up! Or I will die with thee! God!
For shame, nurse, bring Juliet forth, her lord is come.
She's dead. Deceased. She's dead. Alas the day.
She's dead! She's dead! She's dead!
Now, how? Let me see her. Alas, she's out cold. Her blood is settled, and her joints are stiff. Life and these lips have long been separated. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
Oh, lamentable day.
Death that hath taken her hence to make me wail, ties up my tongue and will not let me speak.
Come, is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. O son, the night before the wedding day hath death lain with thy wife. There she lies, flower as she was, deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law. Death is my heir. My daughter hath wedded him. I will die and leave him all life, living all his deaths.
Have I thought long to see this morning's face? And it doth give me such a sight as this?
Be wretched, hateful day. Most miserable hour that never time sore and lasting labor of his pilgrimage. But one poor and loving child, but one thing to rejoice and solace in, and cruel death hath catched it from my sight.
Oh, woe, oh, woeful day. Oh, most lamentable day, most woeful day that ever yet I did behold. Oh day, oh day, oh day, oh hateful day. Never was seen so black a day as this. Oh, woeful day, oh, woeful day.
Beguiled, divorced, wronged, spited, slain. Most detestable death, by thee beguiled, by cruel, thee quite overthrown. Oh love, oh life, not life, but love and death.
Killed, uncomfortable time. Why camest thou now to murder our solemnity? Oh child, my soul and not my child. Dead art thou. Alack, my child is dead, and with my child my joys are buried.
Peace, ho, for shame. Confusion's cure lives not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all, and all the better is it for the maid. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. The most you sought was her promotion, for 'twas your heaven she should be advanced. And weep you now, seeing she is advanced above the clouds, as high as heaven itself. Oh, in this love, you love your child so ill that you run mad, seeing that she is well. She's not well married that lives married long, that she's best married that dies married young. Dry up your tears and stick your rosemary on this fair course, and as the custom is, and in her best array bear her to the church. For though fond nature bids us all lament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things that we ordained festival turned from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells, our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast, our solemn hymns to a sullen dirge's change, our bridal flowers serve for a buried corpse, and all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam, go with him, and go, Sir Paris. Everyone prepare to follow this fair course unto her grave. The heavens do lower upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
Faith, that we may put up our pipes and be gone.
Good honest fellows, put up, put up. For well you know this is a pitiful case.
Aye, and by my troth the case may be amended.
Musicians, oh musicians, heart's ease, heart's ease. Oh, and you will have me live, play heart's ease.
Why heart's ease?
Oh, musicians, because my heart itself plays, my heart is full. Oh, play me some merry dump to comfort me.
Not a damp we, 'tis no time to play now.
You will not then?
No.
I will then give it you soundly.
What will you give us?
No money on my faith, but the gleek. I will give you the minstrel.
Then will I give you the serving creature.
Then I lay the serving creature's dagger on your pay. I will carry no crochets. I'll ray you, I'll fall you. Do you note me?
And you ray us, fa us, you note us.
Pray you, put up your dagger and put out your wit.
Then have at you with my wit. I will dry beat you with an iron wit and put up my iron dagger. Answer me like men. When gripping griefs the heart doth wound, and doleful dumps the mind press, then music with her silver sound. Why silver sound? Why music with her silver sound? What say you, Simon Catling?
Mary, sir, because silver hath a sweet sound.
Praise. What say you, Hugh Reddick?
I say silver sound because musicians sound for silver.
Praise too. What say you, John Soundpost?
Faith, I know not what to say.
Oh, I cry you mercy. You are the singer. I will say for you, it is music with her silver sound because musicians have no gold for sounding. The music with her silver sound with speedy help doth lend redress.
What a pestilent knave is this the same?
Hang him, Jack. Come, we'll in here tarry for the mourners and stay dinner.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's lord sits lightly in his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that finds a dead man leave to think. But she breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. Oh, me. How sweet is love itself possessed when but love's shadow are so rich in joy. News from Verona. How now, Balthasar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How doth my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
And she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, but her immortal part with the angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is it even so? Then I deny you, stars! Thou knowest my lodging. Get me ink and paper and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Get thee gone and hire those horses. I will be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for our means. Oh, mischief. Thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds with overwhelming brows culling of samples. Meager were his looks, sharp misery had worn him to the bones, and in his needy shop a tortoise hung, an alligator stuffed, and other skins of ill-shaped fishes about his shelves. A beggarly account of empty boxes, green earthen pots, bladders, and musty seeds, remnants of pack thread, and old cakes of roses were thinly scattered to make up a show. Noting this penury to myself, I said, if a man did need a poison now, whose sale is present death in Mantua, here lies a caitiff wretch would sell it him. The same thought did but forerun my need, and this same needy man must sell it me. As I remember, this should be the house. And being holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What ho, apothecary! Apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, woman, I see thou art poor. Hold. Here's 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear as will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead, and that the trunk may be discharged of breath as violently as hasty powder fire doth harry the fatal cannon's womb.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness and fearest to die? Famine is in thy cheeks, need and oppression starveth in thy eyes, contempt and beggary hangs upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consents.
Pay thy poverty, not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, they would dispatch you straight. There is thy gold.
It's like gold. Worse poison to men's souls. Doing more murder in this loathsome world than these poor compounds that thou mayest not sell. I sell thee poison. Thou hadst sold me none. Farewell. Buy food and get thyself in flesh. Come cordial and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there I must use thee.
Holy Francisco Friar, brother, ho!
This same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order to associate me, here in this city visiting the sick, and finding him the searchers of the town, suspecting that we both were in a house with the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua was stayed.
Who bare my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again, nor get a messenger to bring it to thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune. By my brotherhood, the letter was not nice, but full of charge, of dear import, and if neglecting it may do much danger, Friar John, go hence. Get me an iron crow and bring it straight unto my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within these 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. She will beshrew me much that Romeo hath no notice of these accidents. I will write to Mantua again, and keep her at my cell till Romeo come. Oh, poor living corse, closed in a dead man's doom.
Give me thy torch, boy. Hence and stand aloof. Yet put it out, or I would not be seen. Under yon yew trees lay thee all along, holding thy ear close to the hollow ground, so shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, be loose, unfirm, and digging up of graves. But thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me, a signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee. Go.
I'm almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Sweet flower, the flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which sweet water my nightly I will do, or, wanting that, tears distilled by moans. The abysques that I for thee will keep nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. Boy gives warning something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight to cross my abysques and true love's right. What? The torch? Muffle me, knight, a while.
Give me that mattock and the wrenching iron. Hold. Take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee. Whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in my dear employment. Therefore, hence be gone. But if thou jealous dost return to pry in what I farther shall intend to do, by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable far than empty tigers or the roaring sea.
Be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Live and be prosperous. And farewell, good lady.
For all this same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
That detestable maw, womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food.
This is that banished haughty Montague that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed the fair creature died. Here is come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemn the villain. I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good gentle youth, tempt me not, a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone. Let them affright thee, I beseech thee, youth. Put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not begone, live, and hereafter say a madman's mercy did bid thee run away.
I do defy thy commentation and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Thou provoke me. Then have at thee, boy.
Oh Lord, they fight. I will go call the watch.
Oh, I am slain. Now be merciful. Open the tune. Lay me with Juliet.
In faith I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris. What said my man when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad hearing him talk of Juliet to think it was so? Give me thy hand. One writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no. A lantern, slaughtered youth. For here lies Juliet. And her beauty makes this vault This vault of feasting presence full of light. Death lie here, by a dead man interred. How oft when men are at the point of death have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightnings before death? Oh, how many may I call this lightning? Oh, my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey out of thy breath, hath no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensigns, and yet his crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks. Death's pale flag is not advanced there. TYBALTA liest thou in there in the bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do thee than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain, which asunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Oh, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear that I still will stay with thee, and not from this palace of dim light depart again. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from the world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look at your last. Arms, take your embrace. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss. And dateless be bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. How desperate pilot. Now at once run on the dashing rocks thy seasick, weary bark. Here's to my love. Oh, true, apothecary. Drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
St. Francis, be my speed. How often I have my old feet stumbled at grace. Who's there?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bless be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon that vainly lends his light to grubs in either skulls? As I discern, it burneth in the Capulet's monument.
It doth so, holy sir. And there's my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
Oh, I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I'm gone hence, and fearfully did he menace me with death if I did stay to look upon his intents.
Stay then. I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill unthrifty thing.
As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo! Alack, alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? What means these masterless and gory swords to lie discolored by this place of peace? Romeo, Hosea, who else? Paris too. Steeped in blood. What an unkind honor is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Comfortable friar, where's my lord? I do remember well where I should be. and there I am. Where's my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Heidi, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go get thee hence, for I will not away. What's that there? A cup closed in my true love's hand? Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. Oh, churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after? I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang upon them to make me die with restorative. Oh, thy lips warm.
Heed, boy, which way?
Yea, noise? And I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. This is my sheath. There rust, and let me die.
This is the place, and there where the torch doth burn.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you. Whoe'er you find, attack. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm and newly dead. Who here hath lain this 2 days buried? Go tell the prince. Run to the Capulets. Raise up the Montagues. Some other search. We see the ground whereon those woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot with circumstance decry.
Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the churchyard.
Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Here is a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him as he was coming from this churchyard side.
A great suspicion. Stay the friar too.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest?
What should it be that is so shrieked abroad?
And the street cry, Romeo, some Juliet and some Paris, and all run with open outcry towards our monument.
What fear is this which startles in our eyes?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is a friar, and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them to fit open these dead men's tombs.
Oh, heavens. Oh, wife, look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath mista'en, for lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and it missheathed in my daughter's bosom.
Oh, the sight of death is as a bell, mourns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir now early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou untaught! What manners is this to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent. And then will I be general of your woes, and lead you e'en to death. Meantime, forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do the least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know of this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was TYBALTA's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for TYBALTA, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage. Or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my arts, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime, I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as this dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone at the prefixed hour of her waking came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awakening, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her, come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy. And if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before his time unto the rigor of severest law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say to this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death. And then in post he came from Mantua to this same place, to this same monument. This letter he early bade me give his father, and threatened me with death going in the vault if I departed not and left him here.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Page, Sirrah, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to open the tomb, and by master drew on him, and then I ran to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's word. Their course of love, the tidings of her death. And here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies, Capulet and Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate. The heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But if I give thee more, for I will ray her statue in pure gold, that whiles Verona by that name is known. There shall be no figure as such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie. Poor sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence, to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.